These nights never seem to go to plan. I don't want you to leave. Will you hold my hand? Oh, won't you stay with me? 'Cause you're all I need. And this ain't love, it's clear to see. But darling, stay with me. Never works, but you could lay with me so it doesn't hurt. Oh, won't you stay with me?
Alright, here we go. I've not done this song in a while. Guess it's true, I'm not good at a one night stand. But I still need love, 'cause I'm just a man. And these nights never seem to go to plan. No, no, no. I don't want you to leave. Will you hold my hand? Oh, won't you stay with me? Stay with me, 'cause you're all I need. And this ain't love, it's clear to see. But stay with me. But darling, stay with me. Pretty crazy vocal transformation. What's up? I've not done a YouTube video in so flippin' long, but here I am. I am going to do a video that I've constantly talked about doing, but have not done, and that is my vocal transformation through my transition. My singing vocal transformation. So, I've done like just speaking, before and afters. And I always say I'm going to do one with my singing voice, and I'm going to talk to you guys about it. So that is what I'm doing right now. All right. So before my transition, I sang. I loved music, still love music, obviously. But, I had been doing music from the time I was little, and singing came very, very easy to me. I never had to think about it. I never had to really... I never thought about it. I just sang, and it was always, my favorite thing to do. Play guitar, play piano, and I wrote music. Still do. And so before my transition, prior to transitioning and prior to coming out, music, I was singing and I was doing gigs and things like that. I was young. I started performing when I was like 15, 16. I would do like vocal competitions and things like that. But really, it wasn't ever about winning, or it wasn't ever about being perfect. It was just doing something that I truly, in my heart, feel is something that I love to do. It makes me happy. It makes me the happiest. So anyway, then after I came out, I cut my hair. I wasn't on hormones yet, so I could continue singing. And when I started doing gigs before testosterone, when I started singing places, but I had short hair, that's when people, I kind of started to become self-conscious, because people in the audience I could hear them like, oh, is that a boy or a girl? Or like, oh, I thought that was a boy, but, now that they're singing, I know it's a girl. And I would get some weird looks and weird comments, because I was in Michigan, which is a little more conservative. And I think that's really screwed up in and of itself. Like, music is not about gender. Music is expression, it's art. And so that's just some food for thought, some random information that I just want to put in there. Don't let anybody ever make you feel like your voice, your singing, your art, your way of expressing who you are and making you feel happy should never, ever, ever be diminished by someone else's value of it to them, because like their perception, they just don't understand, because they're not you. So it doesn't even matter. Like, whether someone thinks you are good or bad at something that you love to do, it does not matter whatsoever. If you love to do it, it makes you happy. That is all that matters, for real. Anyway, That's just a rant because I remember in that time, I was 19 years old and hearing people be mean to me. I stopped, doing the music gigs because I was self-conscious and I was scared and I didn't want to put myself in that position. Going on stage was already scary enough, and then, having people be mean to me. So I stopped. I began hormones. The day that it was my first shot, the doctor had the, syringe ready, and he was like, all right, like, you're not a singer or anything, right? And he was joking. He laughed. And I was like, wait, no, and yeah, I am. I never thought about how testosterone can affect your singing voice. I just wasn't thinking about it. I thought it would just easily transition, like my speaking voice. And he was like, oh, well, you're not going to be able to sing after this. And then he stabbed me. And I just was so ready to be who I am and become the person that I want to be. And I felt like I already, was, but the journey that I needed to take, my singing voice being perfect wasn't the most important thing. Me just becoming myself was the most important thing. So I continued the hormones, and then like 3 to 4 months on hormones, I lost my singing voice completely. I remember one day I literally went to sing and it was air. It was the equivalent of if you were going like this. But singing, it was very strange. I had never had that feeling before when it came to music, other than if I had lost my voice. That's literally how I explained it. It was I lost my voice, and it was almost like there was something blocking my vocal cord. I can't explain it. It was something that I never had experienced before. I got really sad, when that happened, because I didn't think it actually would happen. So I think that's important, knowing going into your transition. If music is very important to you, it's something that you need to sit down and think about before you make a decision. Is it worth losing your singing voice, to be on hormones? For me, it was, and I'm glad it was, because yes, although I was upset I lost my singing voice, I wasn't legit depressed about it. I was just kind of pissed off, a little bit sad, and felt, I felt like I lost something. I had lost my family. I lost all my friends practically. And then now I lose my singing voice, and that was kind of the last, big loss for me. But I was thankful that, I could still play guitar, I could still play piano, and I still had the ability to write lyrics, whether I could sing them or not. So I had that going for me still. But I kind of stepped back from music. I did step back from music because I was, really discouraged. And it wasn't even oh, I just sound bad. It was I can't sing at all. Nothing will come out. And then one day, I started just trying to sing, and I kind of started doing that every day. And eventually, I swear, my voice just kind of started to develop again, and it came back, but it sounded not good. But hey, it was there, and it was better than not singing at all. And I believe that was probably took, I'm so bad with actually knowing the exact timeline. I'm gonna say it took 8 months to a year to get it back, kind of. And it still was not easy to sing at that point. I just mean 8 months to a year of being able to make a noise out of my throat when I go to sing. And so then I started doing the music stuff again, and I started posting the music, and people were not the nicest about my music. People are so easy, and they're so fast to critique and tell you what's wrong with how you're doing something, or how you're singing, or how you sound, instead of realizing that when a musician or when a singer shares their music with someone or with social media, it's their way of putting something out there, not trying to say, oh, look, I'm an amazing singer. It's really them being vulnerable with the world. And I think people lack understanding that. And the amount of people that supported me, they are the people that probably kept me doing music. Because for the bad comments, there were good comments. But what people didn't realize is I wasn't saying, look, I'm an amazing singer. I was saying, holy bleep, I can sing again, and I'm so thankful, and I love music so much, and it makes me so happy, so I'm putting this video out there. That's the, people didn't get that side of it. And in the moment, I believed that I was singing great, and then I look back on the videos, and I'm like, wow, like, my voice still had so much more to go, and so much more development that I needed to do. But at the end of the day, I could do what I love to do again. So I started singing and practicing. That's when I started practicing. And that's the most important thing that, if you're watching this video because you want to know how to keep your voice, your singing voice, through hormone replacement, that's literally all you have to do is practice. Practice. Because when I started practicing, I could start singing. And then I started doing all this research. Your vocal cords, they are a muscle. When you go on testosterone, everything thickens. Your vocal cords, they thicken. So your body is not used to moving, the muscles around it are not used to moving a thicker vocal cord. They need to get stronger. And they only get stronger by moving the vocal cord around for you and developing it. So practicing is essentially a workout for your muscles that support your vocal cord. The vocal cord in and of itself is a muscle. You have to train everything. And I am not some perfect singer. I just do music because I love it. And I have seen the progression in my voice. The last year of me practicing and singing every single day is night and day. I have improved so much, and I'm so proud of myself for that, because it's not something that is easy to do when you're not feeling the greatest about your singing voice. Probably the last thing you want to do when you don't feel good about it is keep singing. You just want to ignore the problem. But in reality, you just got to get that blocker out of your head of trying to sound perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. Music, again, it's just expression. It's just giving a piece of you, into the world. And I don't think that should ever be critiqued. I don't. If someone hates it, let them hate it. If someone loves it, let them love it. But don't let anybody stop you. And yeah, that's really it. I've taken a handful of vocal classes in my life because they are expensive, and I couldn't really keep up with it. But I probably collectively I've had 5 since my transition. And the thing that every single vocal class, every single coach has ever told me in a vocal class, even prior to transitioning, they all said, you can do these exercises, you can do these things, but when it comes down to it, you just need to sing along to songs you like and practice. Just keep singing. Literally everyone says that, and that is what I'm telling you, because you don't necessarily need to go to a vocal coach. I don't even think it's necessary at all. You can look up on YouTube vocal warm-ups. You can warm up. Then you can go in the shower, play your favorite songs, sing along. When you're driving down the road, play your favorite songs, sing along. Sing along to karaoke versions of things. Just sing. That is it. It's like losing weight. How do you lose weight? You be more active. How do you strengthen your vocal cord? You sing more. That is my video that I have been meaning to do on this for a long time. I hope you guys, found something useful in it. And yeah. If you want to subscribe, like the video, that would be awesome. If not, no biggie. And yeah, you can find links to all my social media and things in the description. Thank you so much. Peace out.